When the night has come and the land is dark and the moon.
Hi guys, this is Walk Universe here, and today I'm back with another review of Dylan O'Brien's Love and Monsters. I can't believe I really took so long to watch this, but so first I'm just gonna say I basically know this actor from Dylan O'Brien from Maze Runner movies. The first one was a pretty good movie. The second one, it went in a weird direction. It's like they was trying to say the maze was basically the city instead of actually being an actual maze like in the first one. But yeah, I basically first seen him in those movies. I didn't watch the last one though. The Death Cure or something. I can't remember what it was called. I think that got delayed as well. But yeah, I still yet to watch the final movie, and I might review those movies in the future. I'll definitely have good things to say about the first one. That's what I'm gonna say. Yeah. But then this year, I finally watched Teen Wolf. So my brother's, watched Teen Wolf before me, so he said how awesome of a show it actually is. So then I started to watch it, and yeah, it's been pretty good. And this is probably a better role for Dylan O'Brien than in the Maze Runner movies. Even though he's pretty good in those movies, like he definitely shines here, like MVP man. Especially with what's going on with his character in season 3, like late season 3, man. Some crazy stuff. But yeah, in this movie, it definitely feels the same like he does in Teen Wolf. It's been a long time since I've watched Maze Runner, but yeah, different kind of. It just feels different. He feels more like of that, someone who would be very heroic in Maze Runner, like the one who solves everything. In this and Teen Wolf, yeah, the kind of similar character. It's like he's gone back into his old role on Teen Wolf, since Teen Wolf it ended in 2016, I think. Yeah, and his character kind of feels like that. But since I didn't go up with Teen Wolf, it feels like I'm like watching an episode of Teen Wolf, but in an alternate reality or something. I don't know, because he basically feels like the same character from Teen Wolf. Styles, yeah, Styles is a great character. But yeah, let's just actually start talking about this movie. So I guess the base story is, because later on I'll get to spoilers, but for now, non spoilers. But yeah, so the base story, which they tell you from the very beginning, is there was basically a meteor that was going to destroy the world, and basically they send missiles to destroy the meteor, but then something happens from the shatter, and it kind of creates this mutation that makes all bugs basically giant and deadly, and it kind of wiped out 95% of the human race. And I guess the remaining ones went into hiding, like bunkers and stuff. Basically, all kinds of stuff where you would be safe. And I guess they've been like that for like 7 years. Most of the people, anyway. Some, I guess, just grew to survive in this world. Others just hid. But still, they needed the skills to survive when they actually, when the monsters actually come and attack them in their hiding spots. But yeah, our main character, Dylan Sprouse. Dylan Sprouse, sorry. Dylan O'Brien's character. I'm saying Sprouse. Where did I get that from? I don't know. I don't know what I'm thinking. But yeah, basically, his character, Joel, he basically had a girlfriend before the world ended. But, when the world actually ended and they went with their families, they basically got separated. And for 7 years, I guess he never really let her go. And he's at a point where he's with these survivors that kind of become family to him, but it just seems like they don't really care about him. Well, he doesn't feel like he's useful, so I think that's what he thinks, that they don't really need me, so that's what makes him eventually, I guess, leave the place and try to find his girlfriend when he actually gets in contact with her. Because he doesn't feel like he belongs, and he's kind of the only one there who's actually single, which is funny. And it seems like he's useless compared to everyone else. Yeah, he does like two things, but other than that, I guess they're not really big skills for surviving. But there is one thing that they, I guess focus a lot in the movie, and that's how he makes notes of everything that's happened and how the monsters work. So when I guess his people are killing the monsters, he kind of makes up, notes of how he actually face them. So I guess he is learning, even though he never gets in the physical action all these years until this movie, when he actually has to, when he's wanting to get to his girlfriend, he has to actually go outside, and that's a big leap compared to everything else that people have been doing, like just being hiding in this place and just killing the monsters when they break through, and that's pretty much it. Because he went into basically the monster territory, because Earth isn't really the human territory anymore. Like, these monsters are basically on top of the food chain, and I guess you could say the humans are at the bottom of the food chain. Yeah. So yeah, that's basically the main plot of the movie. That he's trying to find his girlfriend that I knew 7 years ago. When he hears on the radio, and I guess he's going to travel 85 miles to get to her. And we also meet some awesome characters along the way. One played by Michael Rooker, if you recognize him from either The Walking Dead or Guardians of the Galaxy. So in The Walking Dead, he was Mel Dixon, Daryl's brother. And then in Guardians of the Galaxy, he was Yondu. Yeah, Yondu was definitely a character that he surpassed his, Walking Dead character, basically, Mel. I definitely like Yondu more than Mel. Definitely, yeah. But yeah, there's also that little girl who's with Michael Rooker. It seems like she's like someone who acts older looking. I mean, acts like more mature and feels like she's older looking, but yeah, you can tell that she's basically still a kid, especially sometimes the way how she acts. But yeah, she just like grew into this world really. When she was one, that's when it probably all started. And I guess, yeah, she just went through hell, and then she just got used to this world, because when she meets Dylan O'Brien's character, she's just like, man, this guy sucks at surviving. Like, how did he survive all this time? Why is he even out here? Why didn't he stay with his colony? Which, yeah, there's like different colonies. I guess everybody knows each colony from radio transmissions, because that's how Dylan O'Brien finds out about his girlfriend's colony, which he's in charge of a colony, and he's trying to reach it, and these people help him. And he faces a lot of monsters along the way, and well, I guess that will get closer to spoiler territory. Oh yeah, just one more thing then, and then I'll just say what I liked about the movie, and then spoilers. So yeah, all right. So the dog in this movie, yeah, definitely a good. Like, this is definitely like one of the best dog companions I've seen in a movie for a long time. Yeah, I loved Boy, which Boy's his name. It's better than calling him Dog, like Devil from The Walking Dead. He just calls his dog Dog. Yeah, but it's not like Dylan O'Brien's character called him, Boy. It was actually from the previous owner that calls him Boy. Yeah, it's definitely like a very awesome companion for the whole movie. I'd, I'd say that the best characters are Michael Rooker and the little girl. But yeah, the dog. Him and the dog just have the best, I guess, interactions for the whole movie. Since that's what they tend to focus on for the whole movie, so yeah. Because yeah, we do get these other characters and that robot at the bottom, but yeah. The best relationship in the movie is the dog and, Joel. And yeah, so what I thought about the movie? Man, because there is things I definitely wanted them to do, but for the most part, I was satisfied. And I definitely thought it was going to be like maybe a romance movie, but then like it's a monster movie, like Shaun of the Dead, where it's a romance movie, but it's also a zombie movie. I was thinking it's going to be like that. It kind of is, and it's kind of not, but I don't know. I don't know how I can explain that when I talk about spoilers, but yeah. But yeah, I definitely pull it in like Zombieland territory with the way how the comedy is, definitely. But yeah, definitely a great movie. I definitely recommend it if you haven't watched it. I can't believe I missed out on this. There's a few other movies I need to watch from this year, because this year I haven't really been watching movies. I've just been more focused on TV shows, and there's a lot of TV shows that are very old that I finally got to watch. like Buffy the Vampire Slayer. I'm happy I finally got to watch that. I'm about to finish Angel, and I guess I'll be reviewing that at the end of the month. Oh man, I'm gonna miss the Buffyverse. I'm gonna be on season 9 of Supernatural, and I need a good plan when I, review Supernatural because that's gonna be a big one, man. Because I need to split some of my ideas into maybe top 10 lists, like maybe my top 10 moments, my top 10 characters, just because 15 seasons of Supernatural, there's no way I can do that in like one review. That would take like hours, more than 2 hours, like Buffy the Vampire Slayer, which with Buffy, I should have did it in parts. I didn't do that right. I should have did it in parts. With Angel, I'm still thinking how I'm going to do it. I could like try to shorten it so it's like 50 minutes, but so it's either going to be like a 50-minute review. I'm definitely not going to do 2 hours because the show's like 2 seasons shorter, and I kind of don't like what they do with the show later on. Anyway, it's still good, but it's just not the same. And that's what I'm going to say for now. Until I actually start talking about the show. But yeah, let's just get back to this. So yeah, I definitely enjoyed it. I'd rate it a 9 out of 10. A 10 out of 10 if they, I don't know, there's just something, there was a missing element in the movie, and I guess I'll explain that at the end. But yeah, I definitely recommend it. So I guess I'm going to start talking about spoilers now. Alright, so where should I start? Man, I don't even know where to start with the spoilers. Because it's a movie where it can't really be spoiled. Not really. It's like a movie that you just watch that's just like really fun to watch. Like Zombieland. Like, I'd rate that movie like oh man. I was gonna say a 9 out of 10, but at this point I'd probably say like 10 out of 10. And for both movies too. Yeah, both Zombieland and Zombieland 2. They both get, 10 out of 10. They're just great movies. Very fun to watch. Because it's not about the story, it's more about how fun the movies actually are. And yeah, Love and Monsters definitely borrows a lot from Zombieland. I'll definitely say that. So yeah, I guess I'll start from when he actually leaves. Because to tell you the truth, I don't know. I didn't really think how he was gonna survive. Maybe he was gonna meet a big group that would, carry him for like most of the movie. But instead, we get to see this cool dog who actually saves his life at the beginning, and I kind of like how they, make a callback to that, where the dog's like in danger, then he saves the dog. But he basically finds the dog in like I guess like not a caravan, but you know what I mean. But then, I guess his previous owner either died or disappeared. But then I guess he just goes on with, I guess, Joel, and they become good friends. I guess. Yeah, I love the relationship in the movie, and I kind of like how the dog kind of keeps a part of the previous owner's, clothes. So Joel just carries that for him, and there's like a scene later on where the dog actually sees the thing get dropped and he tries to get it, but then there's like a monster around, and I kind of get in like danger from that. I think that's a scene on the top left, yeah, where they're hiding, and it's just trying to make the dog stay quiet. But I think he moves like, oh yeah. So there's some stuff also missing. So I guess we'll talk about the characters on the top right. So yeah, Michael Walker and the little girl. Like I said, definitely the best characters in the movie. So basically, I guess I think did Michael Walker have like a son or something? I can't remember. And then the little girl lost her family. I don't know how long Michael Walker's character was actually with her. It's definitely a movie I'm gonna watch again anyway. So yeah, but I swear he had a son, Michael Walker's character. But yeah, just been staying with each other since. Well, I don't know when she lost her parents. They don't really say. I don't know when they actually met each other, but maybe in a sequel or something. I wonder if they'd make her older as well. Whenever the movie would come out. If they make a sequel, because even Michael Walker wants a sequel too. It's a really good movie. But yeah, basically, Joe gets trapped, and then there's like these creatures that come out of these holes, and it looks like it's going to be a goner, because from that scene, yeah, he probably would have died because when he was leaving the colony, people thought like, oh crap, he's gonna be so dead. There's no way he's gonna make it 85 miles. But then by the end of the movie, he makes it 85 miles and then 85 miles back, which yeah, definitely comes a long way to actually make it back to. Yeah, it definitely comes a long way from the movie because it just seems like he's someone who wouldn't really survive all that from what he goes through. Yeah, he does get some help from the early part of the movie, but then basically he gets help like 35 miles away. Yeah, 35 miles, from the two best characters in the movie because they basically teach him how to survive and how this world works and what enemies are actually, well, not what monsters are actually dangerous and what could actually be friendly, especially if you like help them, they could help you back, which they make a recall to that, at the end of the movie, since he remembers that. Yeah, yeah. There's a lot of things that happen in that part of the movie that are important, like at the end of the movie, like of those poison berries, like the dog actually says not to. Sorry about that. So yeah, the dog says not to eat it because I guess it's poisonous. I don't know how the dog knew that. Yeah, unless he's seen his previous owner eat one and maybe things didn't work out. I don't know. I don't know how the dog would know that. That's a very smart dog. Oh yeah, and about that thing that the dog saved him from, it was like some kind of giant frog, and I guess it actually senses you from very, 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 very far away. And I guess he lost the trail by the end of the movie. No way would have followed him the whole way. It would have been funny, like when he's going back to help his friends. Like he just runs into that frog again. Imagine that. That would have been funny if they actually shown that. Yeah, because they just skipped the 85 miles back in him. Actually making it back to his friends. It just would have been funny if they actually showed the frog that he went away from. Well, that the dog also saved him, from as well. But yeah, he basically learns a lot of skills from them, and it's just funny how the little girl is like, just thinks he's just a terrible survivor, to then just loving him when he actually goes, hugs him and all that, and cries. Oh, yeah, yeah. He definitely learns a lot from them, so it kind of helps him, for the rest of the way when he's actually getting there. Also, Michael Walker's character gives him like a grenade, which is very useful when we get to the top left scene. Where the dog tries to go get the dress from the previous owner, since it gets dropped, and then you just see that giant worm come, and then he tries to throw the grenade, but he kind of makes it fall on the floor. Then he has to pick it back up, and he basically does that at the right time, and gets exploded. They make some joke about Tom Cruise. I just killed that thing, Tom Cruise style, or something like that. So, and he was kind of mad at the dog after that, since it nearly got him killed over a dress. But it was from the previous owner, so probably the only thing he has left from the previous owner. Oh yeah, there's also the scene at the bottom left of the robot, because he basically he basically seen one of those robots in his colony, but it never really worked. He just heard of how it actually works, and still kind of playing with it. And then he actually gets to meet one that actually works, but doesn't really have its legs. Yeah, that's actually a cool robot in the movie. Even though it wasn't a very long part of the movie, I definitely really really enjoyed it. It also helped him see his family again, since they kind of died when they all died, but I guess they gave their lives to save him, which then he ends up with the group in the colony, which become his new family. And it kind of shows how much he cares about him at the end of the movie too, when it seems like they get under attack. I just feel like, oh man, I feel like this movie should have been longer, because there's some things that we never really got to see, like when they actually got attacked, like his colony, when they were in danger. But then he's like dealing with something else when I guess the last minute villains of the movie are revealed, which I kind of, come on, like, no, nothing's gonna be that perfect. The moment I heard on the radio where his girlfriend saying that these people have come to save him. I knew there was going to be something wrong there. Yeah. It could be a trap, but I guess it kinda wasn't a trap and kinda was. And what I basically mean by that is that I guess Amy. It's not like Amy was a part of it or anything, but it actually was a trap from the captain since they had like this boat, this yacht. But secretly, they also had like they was controlling a monster, and it was going to use that monster to kill the people while they take their food, which I guess that's revealed, at the end of the movie, because his girlfriend owns this colony, and I guess she's lost a lot of people through the years, and it seems like it would have changed her a lot. She also had a boyfriend too, which she didn't really say on the radio, because he just traveled 85 miles to find out that she had a boyfriend, and I guess he's a bit down about that for the movie, until he hears about his people being in danger, and then all that stuff happens. But then he realizes something from what Michael Walker said about not every threat, not everything could actually be a threat. I just forgot the actual words that he actually said. when they find that slug thing, that seems harmless. When he had to take off all his clothes. Yeah, that scene. That's when he says that thing, and he kind of remembers it, because instead of trying to kill the monster that's attacking him, at the bottom right, he actually frees it because it's trapped by those people who basically the yacht captain, yeah, because they're basically controlling this thing. And from its eyes, I guess that's what he said. Like that's how you can tell from its eyes, like what kind of creature it is, if it's friendly or just hostile. And from that monster that he'd seen, previously when he was with Michael Walker and the little girl, he could tell what kind of. Even the little girl wasn't scared of it, so yeah, like you can basically tell what kind of monster it is. And I wonder if they did a sequel, we could see him like monsters actually helping out this. Oh, that would be cool. Just imagine that, like seeing the monsters actually helping out other survivors, like fighting for them. They could do some cool. Like, there's a lot of cool ideas they could do with this series. If you get a sequel, what I'd love to see. Like maybe they could have monsters that could actually help them out. That'd be so cool. Fight off against the dangerous monsters. Hell, they could like have a monster in the movie what's like the dog, but like have a proper relationship with it. Like they could do some cool stuff. We're just gonna have to wait and see, for that in the future. But yeah, they basically. So yeah, so Joel basically frees the monster. Then he kills, I guess, the bad guy. It kills the bad guys. Takes down the ship as well. Yeah, it was kind of obvious. Like from the moment I met him, or when Amy was talking about him on the radio, I just knew there was something up anyway. So yeah. But yeah, it was cool when he finally met his girlfriend again, even though, because he was like after he took on that monster, when the dog made him get caught by the monster, he kind of was poisoned. But then he found something which that Michael Walker told him about what could be used to treat it. He was still kind of a bit hallucinating when his girlfriend actually finds him, but it's actually not his girlfriend. It was actually someone else, and he actually kisses that person. It was basically this old man. No. But yeah, he basically admits it to his girlfriend finally, and then he kind of finds out all that stuff that I told you about. With the boyfriend that she had, who I guess died. And yeah, you already know the rest. And yeah, I don't know if I'm missing anything else, because he does make it back at the end after they take out the villains. He does obviously kiss her because he came all this way and they're not gonna kiss. Of course they are. But yeah, he basically makes it back. They're just surprised that he's still alive. And yeah, it's just you can see how much he's come a long way from the beginning where when you first seen a monster, when it actually came in and he was like right there and it actually killed someone, and it was just like he's just frozen. And I was thinking something like that was gonna happen in the movie again, but he actually didn't. He actually got better over time, and probably thanks to the characters that he meets in the movie. Yeah, this is such a good movie. I definitely recommend it if you haven't watched it. I don't know what else I could talk about in the movie. I think that's pretty much everything. The chances might be missing just a few things, but oh yeah, there's still a part of the ending that I'm missing then, because basically all his notes and what he learned from the two survivors, he basically tells every colony about that, and I guess they actually go to this place where I guess there's less monsters. But then the two veterans survivors kind of know what's actually up there. So I don't know if some people are going to be in danger because of that. But he knows that I guess Dylan O'Brien's character Joel is going to be fine. And yeah, that's how the movie ends. So yeah, definitely a really good movie. 9 out of 10. Obviously enjoyed the Zombieland movies more. But yeah, pretty good. I just have so many ideas for a sequel, but I just definitely hope it happens. That's all I'm saying. And yeah, guys, that's my review of Dylan O'Brien's Love and Monsters. Hope you enjoyed the review. And if you haven't seen this movie, I definitely recommend it, as I've said before. But yeah, I'll see you in the next one, guys. Peace.